Hello everyone, and welcome to Thoi TV Stories. Today, I'm going to tell you a traditional Manipuri folktale called Uchek Langmeidong, which means the Hornbill. It is one of the most heartbreaking and unforgettable stories that has been passed down through generations, often told under the warm glow of candlelight. So get comfortable, grab something to eat or drink, and join me as we journey into one of the saddest, yet most meaningful tales from Manipuri folklore, and watch till the end of the story to understand why it is considered one of the heartbreaking and saddest story. Long ago, in a small village nestled in the green valley of Manipur, there lived a little girl named Hyenu. She lived with her mother and father in a humble small house. They were poor, but they were happy. Her mother loved her dearly and would sing gentle lullabies every night before she slept. But happiness does not always stay forever. One day, her mother suddenly became ill. They could not afford any medicine, and in those times there were no doctors in the village. Day after day her condition worsened. Her father tried everything he could. He gathered herbs from the forest, prayed to the gods, and stayed by her side through countless sleepless nights. But nothing worked. One cold morning, before the sun had fully risen above the hills, Hyenu's mother took her final breath. The villagers gathered and wrapped her mother's body in a white cloth. Hyenu clung to her mother's side. She begged them not to take her away. She cried until her voice became hoarse. But no matter how much she cried, her mother never opened her eyes again. That evening, as the village disappeared into darkness, Hyenu sat alone outside her house. The stars shone brightly above her. Yet she felt more alone than ever before. She looked toward the heavens and whispered, "Mother, where have you gone?" The only answer was the distant sound of a hornbill flying across the night sky, and from that night onward, Hyenu's life would never be the same again. Months passed after Hyenu's mother died. The little girl tried her best to be strong, but every corner of the house reminded her of her mother. The bamboo bed where she used to sleep, the clay stove where she cooked meals, the lullabies that once filled the house every night. Everything was gone. Her father also suffered greatly. He worked hard in the fields during the day and returned home exhausted every evening. But no matter how hard he tried, he could not take care of the house and raise Hyenu alone. The villagers began to worry. One day, several elders visited him. "My son," one elder said gently, "a child needs a mother's care." Another added, "You are working yourself to exhaustion. Perhaps it is time to find a new wife." At first, Hyenu's father refused. The thought of replacing his beloved wife filled him with guilt. But the elders continued persuading him. Weeks turned into months. Eventually, believing it was the best choice for his daughter, he agreed to remarry. Soon, a woman from another village became his new wife. On the day she arrived, she appeared kind and gentle. She smiled warmly. She spoke softly. She even brought small gifts for Hyenu. The little girl wanted to believe everything would be all right. Perhaps she could have a mother again. Perhaps the loneliness would finally end. For a short time, things seemed peaceful. But appearances can be deceiving. The moment Hyenu's father left for work each morning, the woman's true nature began to emerge. Soon, the new wife gave birth to a boy. She noticed Hyenu's father gave more attention and affection to her than the son. The smiles disappeared. The gentle voice became harsh. The kindness turned cold. She ordered Hyenu to fetch water. She made her sweep the yard. She forced her to clean the house from sunrise until sunset. If even a small mistake was made, she would scold the child mercilessly. And when food was served, the stepmother always gave her small portion or sometimes gave leftovers. Sometimes there was barely enough to fill her stomach. She started abusing her emotionally and physically. Day by day, the little girl became thinner. Yet she never complained to her father. She knew how hard he worked. She did not want to burden him with more worries. Whenever the father came back from work, the stepmother acted kind and innocent, but after he goes to work she treated Hyenu badly. One day the father told Hyenu that he will be gone for few months for work and trades. Hyenu cried and told her father to return home soon. The stepmother continued to abuse her, making her do all the house chores, giving her little to no food. One day, her step-brother secretly gave her roasted fish and some rice. Hayainu treated her step-brother with love and care, and the brother loved her sister too and doesn't like the way how his mother treats her. The stepmother saw the fisha and the rice, then kick her and made her sleep the night outside. Hayainu cried, yet she can do nothing. Each night, after everyone had fallen asleep, Hayainu would quietly stare at the stars, and in her heart she whispered the same words again and again. Mother! I miss you! Hayainu slept outside and she dreamt about her mother. She felt comfort and at peace in the presence of her mother even in her dreams. That night her mother told her to ask the Hornbill for their feathers. She wakes up in the middle of the night and said to herself, what a strange dream! One evening, after working all day without food, Hayainu sat alone outside the house. Her stomach ached terribly. The sky was turning orange as the sun disappeared behind the hills. The sounds of the village slowly faded into silence. The little girl looked toward the forest. For a moment she thought she heard wings. Large wings. Slow wings. Gentle wings. Then she saw it. A magnificent hornbill. She remembered what her mother told her in her dream. She shouted at the hornbills, "O Uchek Langmeidong," which means, "Dear hornbill birds." Then she asked, "Will you share some of your feathers with me, as I am suffering in this cage of torment called life? I want to be free like you and fly away to my freedom." To which hornbills replied, "How can you become like one of us?" Hayainu said, "Let me become one of you. Let me drink water from the streams. Let me eat the fruits from the forest. I am tired from the ill treatment of my stepmother. Please drop some of your feathers and let me join you." The hornbills did not say any more words and start to shake off some of their feathers. Every day at the same time, Hayainu gathered their feathers. Day by day, little by little, she hid the feathers somewhere her stepmother won't find. Then one day, as Hayainu was told to fetch water by her stepmother, she was weak as she has not eaten anything for weeks. She was not able to walk properly and dropped the clay pot containing water and broke it. The stepmother got furious and said, "You should die like your dead mother, and never come back. You are just like your dead mother." Those words pierce Hayainu's heart. She can bear the hunger, the beatings and the cold nights, but not the name of her mother involved. She cannot take it any more. One night, she finally has enough feathers to stitch them to her clothes. The night was cold, her body was undernourished. She stitched the last feather onto her clothes. It was finally finished. She wore the feathers. She looked like a giant bird with dark wings. She stepped outside and looked at the night sky. She was waiting for the sunrise, waiting for the hornbills to arrive, waiting for her freedom. As the first light of dawn spread across the sky, Hayainu stood quietly in the front yard, wearing the feathered cloak she had stitched with love and hope. Soon the hornbills appeared, circling above her. She looked up and whispered, "Uchek Langmeidong. I'm ready, let me come with you all." The hornbill replied, "If you want to be with us, then you must leave your human form and become one with us." Hayainu said, "I am ready to become a beautiful bird like you. And I have waited long enough for the freedom." A warm light surrounded her. The feathers became part of her body, and beautiful wings grew from her back. Hayainu had become one with the hornbills. Then she flaps her wings and rises above the sky. She has united with the hornbills. Her step-brother runs out and saw that his step-sister has flew away along the hornbills. He rushed back inside and told his mother everything. The stepmother was shocked after hearing the news and was afraid what the father would do to her now. Soon, the father had returned home, expecting to see his family, especially his daughter. But when he arrived, the mother and the son was standing in front of the house looking worried. The father asked, "What happened? Where is Hayainu?" The stepmother did not say a single word, but the son could not take any more silent and told everything to the father. The father, hearing the news, he became furious. Filled with anger and sadness, he shouted at his wife, "This is all your fault. You treated my daughter worse than a slave behind my back. Is this the nature of a stepmother? You don't deserve to be called a human." The father cried out loudly in sorrow. Just then, Hyena's little brother looked up at the sky and exclaimed, "Father! I hear the hornbills! The hornbills are coming!" Please ask them if my sister is with them." The father rushed outside and raised his voice toward the flock. "Oh, Uchek Langmeidong! Is my daughter among you? If she is with you, please tell her that her father has returned. Ask her to come down and speak with me." The flock circled overhead. Then, one great hornbill gently descended from the sky. As it touched the ground, it transformed into Hainu, clothed in shining feathers with graceful wings upon her back. With tears in her eyes, she bowed before her father. "Dear father, you took a long time to return. Please forgive me. I am no longer a human, but a free bird of the sky. Forgive your daughter." Her father embraced her and wept. "Oh, Hainu, forgive me. I failed to see the pain you carried in your heart. I was not there to protect you. I have failed as your father." Hainu gently wiped away his tears. "Dear father, please take care of my little brother. I will miss you all. I do not blame anyone for what has happened. If fate is kind, I hope to serve you again in my next life. But now, I must fly away and join my flock." She turned to her little brother and smiled. "My dear brother, be a good boy. When you grow up, take care of our father, our family, and our land. Goodbye, my dear brother. Goodbye, everyone." With one final smile, Hainu spread her magnificent wings and flew into the morning sky. The flock of Langmeidong welcomed her, and together they disappeared beyond the mountains. But behind the magic and wonder of this children's folktale, many believe there is a darker truth hidden beneath the feathers. For generations, people have told this story as a tale of magic, transformation, and freedom. A truth that makes Hyena's story even more heartbreaking. But behind the magic and wonder of this children's folktale, some believe there is a darker truth hidden beneath the feathers. Many interpret Hyena's transformation into a hornbill not as a miracle, but as a symbol of a child who suffered too much. Starved, neglected, and emotionally abused, her growing weakness may represent a life slowly fading away. In this interpretation, the hornbill becomes a symbol of freedom, the freedom she longed for but never found in life. Her flight into the sky is seen as her spirit finally escaping pain, sorrow, and loneliness. This is what makes Uchek Langmeidong so unforgettable. It is not only a tale of magic, but also a reflection of real human suffering, reminding us of the consequences of cruelty and neglect. Whether told as a story of transformation or understood as a metaphor for tragedy, the moral remains the same: kindness and compassion matter, and no child should ever suffer alone. And perhaps that is why Hainu still flies through the hearts of the people of Manipur to this day. In this interpretation, Hainu never truly became a hornbill. After years of starvation, neglect, and suffering, she died. The hornbill was a symbol created to soften a heartbreaking reality. The brother watching his sister fly into the sky may have actually been witnessing the moment she lay lifeless before him, and the father's final conversation with Hainu may not have happened at all. Some believe it was the imagination of a grieving father who returned too late, and could not accept that his daughter was already gone. The hornbills became a symbol of Hyena's spirit finally finding the freedom and peace she never found in life. Whether viewed as a magical transformation or a metaphor for a tragic loss, Uchek Langmeidong remains one of Manipur's most powerful folktales, a timeless reminder that cruelty, neglect, and silence can leave wounds that last forever. Before this video ends, let us remember its lesson. No child should ever have to suffer in silence. A few kind words, a little care, and a loving heart can change someone's life. Hyena's story reminds us that cruelty leaves deep scars, while kindness can become a light in someone's darkest days. Let us be people who listen, who care, and who protect those who are weak and vulnerable. For when love is absent, hearts can break. But when compassion is present, hope can still take flight. The moral of this story is simple: treat others with kindness, cherish your family, and never ignore the suffering of those who need your help. Because sometimes, by the time we realize someone's pain, it may already be too late. If you like this story, then please like the video, share and comment if you want to listen to more of this kind of story. I just started this channel and it would be very helpful if you guys can subscribe, and I will be uploading 2 videos weekly. Thank you for watching.